good?
Queenfest is tonight.
Wait, what?
It starts in 2 minutes.
It's time to raise some cheddar for the Alexandria House.
The queens are ready. It's about to be lit.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming. We have an amazing lineup of virtual queens tonight.
If you can afford to, please donate.
All proceeds go to Alexandria House.
Please Venmo at Queenfest_LA. Enjoy the show, baby. Woo!
Woo!
Gotta say it's liberating that I don't have to be dating. I'm such a hot PYT. But these dudes got me debating if it's more worth it to continue to stay inside and single. All these dating apps suck, cause the way these dudes mingle, their first messages are still asking me to come over. I say no because the pandemic's not over. Looking forward to when we're all vaccinated, but then I'll be expected to go out and date. And I know that I am aging, but my 30s will preserve me while I'm isolating. I don't really wanna date after quarantine. No, I don't really wanna date after quarantine. Though I wanna be in love, I hate first dates with anyone, so I don't really wanna date after quarantine. No, no, no. No, no. I love staying 6 feet away. I love a lengthy proximity. Nothing better than walking down the street and then crossing it so our eyes won't have to meet. I don't ever want to wear a bra again. Only a sports bra for yoga with Adrian. I want to guzzle chocolate syrup in my mouth. If I start dating again, I'll have to cut that shit out. I don't really want to date after quarantine. No, I don't really want to date after quarantine. My mom pressured me to go out and get a ring, but I don't really want to date after quarantine. This whole year's been a great excuse to not have to waste my time with dudes who haven't figured out how to respect me. I'm telling them my name and then they try to correct me.
I enjoy.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced G. Don't wanna go out with some bro named Dean just to be like, well, he's cute, but he's also mean. And he says he hates when women wear glasses. Not exactly sure what's flirty about this. Don't wanna match online with a guy named Mark to find out he likes to pee publicly in the park. I'm triple masking out here while this dude is literally going pee-pee. Sorry if that's prudish. I don't really wanna date after quarantine. No, I don't really wanna date after quarantine. Cause I love not dating during quarantine. I got to fully binge that BBC show Killing Eve. I am afraid I'll meet a dude in real life. Daydream about one day if I would be his wife. But that daydream quickly comes to a close when he turns and says, I took a dookie in the Capitol. I took a dookie in the Capitol. I took a dookie in the Capitol. Don't wanna date a domestic terrorist. So I'm fine not dating after this. He took a dookie in the Capitol. Chivalry ain't dead, so where's all the flowers? Don't want a racist dude who's really seeing his bowels in the Capitol. I don't really want to date after quarantine. I don't really want to date after quarantine. Though I'm missing that peen. Don't want to date after quarantine.
So about 6 months ago, I went back to stand-up. And the main reason I went back to stand-up
to be honest, is because my therapist thinks I'm hilarious. Like, I go there and I tell him stories about my life, and he just laughs and laughs and laughs. And I chose to take it as a compliment. I've been binge watching a lot of shows, as a lot of us are doing nowadays, because what else are we gonna do, right? And I started watching this show, it's like a mini series called Little Fires Everywhere. And I was realizing that we don't give enough credit to certain expressions and certain body parts of actors, right? Like, Kerry Washington, amazing actress. Kerry Washington's upper lip, Oscar worthy. I mean, her upper lip alone is better than most actors out there. And together, it's just fantastic. So I feel like an IMDb page should be opened up for different expressions and different body parts. Like Terry Crews's pectorals should have an IMDb page alone, right? So I've been thinking a lot about dating lately, since we can't go out and see people, and I'm a horrible dater. And I know people always say that. Like, people say I'm a horrible dater, but I really am a horrible dater. I once took a date with me on a date because I was so oblivious to the fact that it was a date. But, you know, it was okay because it turned out to be a really good double date. I heard that the only way to meet somebody nowadays is apps, which, you know, I'm hesitant because, you know, murder. But also because I'm an actor, right? And so it's like another casting site. It's another audition. It's another casting couch. And I'm already on enough of those, you know what I mean? It's like I went to make a profile, right? And you have to put all these pictures, and you have to put special skills, and you have to put all this different stuff. I just basically copy and pasted my acting resume right into my, you know, online dating profile. It's like, you know, loves to travel, valid passport, loves kids, will eat meat, and will do nudity.
Draw now, check my phone. You know how I'm feeling. Draw now, check my phone. You know how I'm feeling. Feeling bored as hell. Ooh, Netflix, yes, I'm still watching. Gonna dust the crumbs off. Keep on snacking. Yes, I just did a whole puzzle. Read 4 books and baked some bread shit. I'm tired of cleaning house. Mary Kondo'd every space. Even clean behind the refrigerator. Let me simplify, since you can't go out anymore. Just sit your ass down on the floor. Draw now, check my phone. You know how I'm feeling. Draw now, check my phone. You know how I'm feeling. Feeling bored as hell. You know how I'm feeling. Ooh, girl, what even are shoes now? Go get up now. Time to swipe now. All those big plans on nights of work. Guess 2020 isn't working for you. Lay down and just swipe right. Zoom on my contacts, good tonight. Choose your best top, no pants required. So go and let it all chill out tonight, since you can't go out anymore. Just sit your ass down on the floor. Draw now, check my phone. You know how I'm feeling. Draw now, check my phone. You know how I'm feeling. Draw now, check my phone. You know how I'm feeling. Draw now, check my phone. You know how I'm feeling.
Me quedo mirando a este cactus de color café. Medio podrido, y pienso en la muerte. Me detengo. Respirando hondo, empiezo a darle vueltas a la fertilidad de la muerte. Mientras tanto, mis ojos se han dirigido hacia arriba, hasta las muchas pencas verdes del cactus que aún crecen por encima de lo ya podrido. Apoyo la cabeza en mi mano y estudio toda la escena. Lo muerto y lo vivo, uno encima del otro, conectados en simbiosis. Lo muerto aún no está marchito, todavía no se ha desentregado en polvo. Lo muerto no ha muerto. En vez de morir, el cactus muerto se ha convertido en una base, una estructura que apoya el crecimiento. Aquí medito sobre algo como la inmortalidad, pero entonces reconfiguro el fenómeno y decido que se parece mucho más a una eternidad. La diferencia es que la eternidad ha pasado por el velo de la muerte, lo desconocido, lo oculto, muchas veces, mientras que la inmortalidad solo ha conocido a la vida. Los cactus de color café viven en un limbo, todavía conectados al aliento de la vida. Durante algún tiempo llegan a respirar como seres eternos, hasta que el polvo y el tiempo se lo comen. Los cactus color café, por ahora, están vivos, seres muertos que existen en múltiples dimensiones. ¿Podemos llamar muerto a algo de lo que todavía fluye la vida? ¿Qué es la muerte sino el catalizador de la vida y regeneración? Mientras sigo contemplando el cactus café con reverencia, una epifanía me invade. Algo me movió a conversar con esta planta. De ella recibí una de las muchas ideas antiguas de la naturaleza, metáforas simbólicas. Doy gracias a mi espíritu errante por ser lo suficientemente paciente como para poder haber notado esto. Mientras esta criatura se inclina en mi patio, me la imagino colándose por el terreno de lo divino, caminando orgullosamente con humilde excelencia, desfilando enjollada, un ser eterno que presume de su ciclo simbiótico en la tierra de los muertos, la tierra de los vivos y la tierra de los que están entre los dos. Ya hace más de 2 años que reflexioné sobre la estructura del cactus, pudriéndose y creciendo. Todavía alta, lo verde y lo café, uno encima del otro, nuevas pencas sobresaliendo encima del sistema binario de la criatura. Me recuerda que yo también soy una esencia surrealista del ser, girando movida por fuerzas atadas e invisibles, desatadas y libres. Moriré una y otra vez mientras siga viva. Yo también soy como el cactus de color café, creciendo por encima de mis fragmentos muertos del pasado, piezas que yo llamo escalera, piezas que honraré y admiraré siempre, porque es por ellas que soy. También soy eso que crece en un mundo primero cultivado por mis antepasados, floreciendo sobre los huesos de sus células, llegando más allá hacia el sol sobre sus espaldas morenas. En sus vidas pasadas, soy yo lo verde que sobresale en este momento del presente, dirigiéndome hacia el futuro, conectada a ellos por hilos invisibles.
Howdy, y'all. My name is Lauren Mayer, and I'm just tickled pink to be making my Queenfest debut. You know, Texas has been having lots of problems lately because their energy companies operate without any rules or oversight. And when you combine that with leaders who don't believe in climate change or even basic science, that's a recipe for some real trouble. But women are good at solving problems, so here's a little tip. You just tell them politicians in Texas that the energy grid is connected to a woman's reproductive organs, and then they'll be glad to regulate the crap out of it. And while we're on the subject, I got a little musical biology lesson for all them good old boys in the patriarchy. These days women's rights were well established, or so we presumed. Still work to do, but things are looking nifty. But lately right-wing politicians seem to be consumed with making us go back to 1950. Oh, they'd rob us of our choices, birth control restrictions pour on. It's time to raise our voices so we can tell each moron, your war on women is infuriating. You only value us if we're just stating. So tell all those misogynists from Maine to North Carolina, I didn't come from your rib, you came from my vagina. Now apparently God tells some politicians that they ought to deny science, women's rights, and evolution. But it's not a Christian country, just in case you schmoes forgot. And the Bible does not trump the Constitution. And don't push abstinence only. Those programs are all failing. They didn't really work out so great for Bristol Palin. Just saying, your war on women's real and revs my motor. Keep up this crap, you'll lose each female voter. So quit claiming to respect us while you shame and blame and tutor us. I didn't come from your rib, but you came from my uterus. To cut off women's health care, red state governments have raced as if to TV preachers they've apprenticed. But Planned Parenthood clinics you shut down cannot all be replaced with optometrists, a food bank, or a dentist. So don't put us through contortions to get a rare exception. And if you want fewer abortions, don't block access to contraception. Your platform's packed with vehement misogyny, treating us like we're just vehicles for progeny. Of women's rights, the GOP would be an underminer. I didn't come from your rib, you came from my vagina. And we're sick of your misogynist one-liners. We didn't come from your ribs, you came from our vaginas. I didn't come from your rib, you came from my vagina. Yeehaw! Thank y'all so much. Happy Women's Day, happy Queenfest, and thanks for letting me be a part. Y'all take care now, you hear?
Queenfest, I hope everyone is doing okay. And by okay, I mean you are showering at least once a week. That's enough. No one should be expected to shower during these times. I mean, the fact that you are awake and walking around and watching this is an achievement. But that's enough about you all. Let's talk about me. I've learned so much during quarantine, and I would like to share some of those things with you today. One major thing that I've learned about myself is that it doesn't matter how much time I have, I'll never close my dresser drawers. I used to think I left them open because I was in a rush to go somewhere, because I'm a busy boss lady. Well, that's not true, because I have all the time in the world now. I spend all day in my apartment, and my dresser drawers are still open. So my inability to close things is really a personality flaw. Yep, it's practically genetic. My mother did it, and her mother did it, and that is why I'm not having children. I cannot bring a child into this world knowing they will always have open dresser drawers and there's nothing they can do about it. I've also learned that the most annoying part of being married to a person who actually loves you is living with someone who thinks you are sexy no matter what you look like or what you're doing. Like, I won't shower for a day, not comb my hair, and my partner will be like, yeah, look at that cute dirty butt. No, it's not cute. It's dirty, and I'm sad, so leave me alone. Do you know how hard it is to keep hating yourself when someone is constantly telling you how great you are? Like, hating myself is literally part of my personality. Who am I if I unconditionally love and accept myself? I don't know. And honestly, I don't want to find out. I might be a monster. I've also learned I don't have it in me to be a revolutionary. I'm too weak to fight for anything. MLK marched with a suit in the heat of Alabama and kept going. I went to the George Floyd protests over the summer last year. Here I was, wearing booty shorts and a crop top, and I thought I was going to die from the heat. And I complained how hot it was the whole time. And then when I smelled tear gas, I ran so fast. I was that friend in the horror movie who completely abandons their comrades. So yes, I will not be doing anything revolutionary in my future. The only thing that I've revolutionized is how often a grown-ass woman can cry in the office bathroom. I cried so much in the bathroom at work that people thought I had irritable bowel syndrome. I don't. But diarrhea and tears have one thing in common. The longer you hold them in, the more explosive it'll be when they come out. So, close, I guess? Probably not. I've also learned that everything we say or do is driven by propaganda. If you don't believe me, explain how a bunch of enslaving white assholes, aka the founding fathers, are considered to be heroes. I mean, if you think a bunch of white men fought for your freedom, you've clearly never been to a frat party. Or you have been, but propaganda from your history classes and watching 50 Shades of Grey all the time works so well, you forgot that Elon Musk is your typical rich white dude, and he sucks. And if you still don't believe that literally all your decisions are driven by propaganda, explain to me how a bunch of teenagers in the 2000s all collectively came to the conclusion that Uggs and a miniskirt was a cute outfit. Fashion propaganda. I've also learned that I really love banana bread. Oh, I love it. Like, I used to think banana bread was just like, okay, but it's really the MVP of all breads. Sometimes knowing that banana bread is in the fridge is the only reason why I get up in the morning. I know that sounds sad, but it's not. I also learned from joining TikTok that white men have a lot of free time. That's it. I hope you learned a lot of things during quarantine too, but most important of all, I hope you learned that anyone who says you should write a novel during quarantine should shut up. If you managed to brush your teeth last night, you're winning. And if you didn't, don't worry. You can brush them today. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Hi Queenfest, I hope you're all safe and well. My name is Lois Amber Toole and today I'll be reading you a piece called The Bay. I hope you enjoy. Another basement. I'm complacent because you want me to join in. I stare at the rim of my glass and I'm asked if I miss the East Coast winds. How do I say every day it was the easiest decision to drop my hometown and forget my night visions? I ride. This skin isn't mine. They laugh at the twitch in my neck. If only they check the roots of my pain, they might gain tallies on their bed instead of being fed by their empty feminist pose, because no one does the most than the nice guy, the plain devil's ad guy who jokes about my safety, but I'm the one who's crazy. I make a correction and they all lose their erections and leave the kitchen. Now you're the one who's twitching. You frown me, put your coat around me and tell me self-sabotage matches my nails, and the more I'm ignited, the less I'm invited. The waves look so tasty. No one can face me, too hot on them, too quick to discard them. But then I remember a sunny day in September, a therapist showed me a picture of my brain, and the stains that were left, I'm bereft, I'm in grief. Mother, my skull looks like the barrier reef. The trenches he created. I'm sedated to tell my future lovers that their brothers are not good people, but they trickle down into the DMs of my friends, and how do I tell them? She couldn't believe I was alive, disguised in my humor, a 10-year tumor, a phrase that would settle the deer in headlight gaze, and no drugs, she said, and no gun to the head? Well, this had me spinning. I'm already winning by walking these streets with my facts intact and the truth in the rubies of the crown that I wear. But the stares I get, let it go. It's not as it was before, but I sink. I can't even go for a drink without his bitches telling me of his riches. Like, now he invests in Bitcoin so you can excuse what he did with his groin. And I do not forget those women who were swimming in my head, wishing I was dead via the internet, telling me I need to be committed for the lies that weren't fitting of the narrative they created. Big haters. Us misfits remember how you lighted those embers. Big caller of eating disorders. Don't cry though, just make sure you drop the "be kind" from your bio. I plan my sprint so my eyes don't squint at the enablers whose favors have expired. I'm tired. I'm running out of places I can go where you'll listen to me and kiss me by the quarry. I'm sorry if your touch might be met with a kick to the chest because it reminds me of a darkness, a sharpness I'd rather forget. And it's as common as the weather, and you'll say it's my intimacy issues or whatever, like I'm the only one with an issue. Well, grab the tissues. I reckon you should take your lips from Joe Rogan's tits for a second. I reckon you should treat me with kindness. Your blindness is showing, darling. There's no use snarling at my feet. Take it up with the fleet. 14 with a dream with no itch for the birds and the bees, just a gola strap and a 75 at Glenn's, please. And you want me to join? For what coin? To be in the company of his friends who drench me and remind me of why those cliffs look so damn tempting? You need to stop telling me then. I'm nothing like the girl I was in year 10, living in fear. My biggest flex is being here. Do me one thing. When he's out of hiding, tell him my mother wishes him daughters and my father wishes him death, but I've seen people peacefully take their last breath, and that's the last thing I want for you. Suffering should follow you. No. That's me on my worst days. My first days when I'm clinging to the dam, then I remember who I am and how you don't matter. And the day they bring me that platter of receipts, my cheeks will be rosier than Mental Health Week. And the agony I felt and the cards I was dealt will flush with the wind, and your sorrowing sins will cage you and enrage you, and tourists will watch the boy who made mistake after mistake locked in a box. Take pictures, write scriptures on the cement, because they will know exactly what you meant. I rise. This skin is mine. But the sand is better without me, I say. As the apologies get wetter, I know I am better. So I do not want to settle by the bay.
Alexandria House was founded to offer safe and supportive housing for women and children who are homeless.
It was from the beginning a multicultural, multiracial, with group that had a dream, and that's how it started.
We've always been committed to helping women find jobs so that they can support their families and create a life that they see for themselves and their children. However, we now are working with people who really have bigger ideas. They have their own businesses that they have been cultivating and nurturing inside themselves. And while they're having jobs so they can pay the rent, they still have a dream and a hope to see their product or their food item or their artistic abilities in a marketplace so that they can increase the revenue that they need to support their families.
Life was difficult, but then I met Judy, and Alexandria House helped me a lot to start my business. And I make these beautiful succulents. This is my passion. I really, really love it.
I came to Alexandria House on New Year's Day 2017. I originally started my business in 2017 while I was here. I started making candles that look like wine. I really love making the candles, but more than making the candles, I like the experience that it provides.
Our idea for the Step Up Sisterhood was really to ask women what their dreams are and what their product is, and help make the connections so that they can bring that to market.
I'm really thankful with Alexandria House, and I'm so proud they helped me,
I'm glad. Sorry. Before I feel lonely. Before I don't know Alexandria House, I feel lonely. I don't have no family, and now this is my family. This is my family.
For me, the bottom line for Alexandria House is being that beloved community. One of the things that we need in these times of systemic injustices, in these times when it's so difficult to bring about change, are glimpses of what is possible. And for me, what Alexandria House has done over the years, I've been here all 24 years going into the future, is to provide glimpses of that beloved community where folks come together from all different life experiences, first languages, different cultures, different ethnicities, support, care, and respect each other. I think that's why people sometimes like us, because they come here and find some vision about what is possible if we all just put our hearts and minds to it.
Was it too much when I poured all my opinions across your bed? Like a hot cup of coffee sipping deep into your sheets and under your skin. 'Cause every time I speak my mind, you sit back and roll your eyes. You think a woman shouldn't act this way. 'Cause I know you think, oh, I know you think I'm too much. Boy, I think the problem is your own stuff. Oh, I hold my power like a woman. Can you handle that, baby? I don't care either way. I know you think it's too much. I recall that time you told me I just had to calm down. Unbelievable. Now was it something that I said that upset you, or just the fact that I'd opened my mouth? Oh, it's a trying type of game, fighting for equality. When I play, you try to push me to the sidelines. 'Cause I know you think, oh, I know you think I'm too much. Boy, I think the problem is your own stuff. Oh, I hold my power like a woman. Can you handle that, baby? I don't care either way. I know you think it's too much. Oh, I know that's what you're thinking now. Don't try to cut me off when I can't explain myself. And don't try to take my job when I do it so well. Don't use me, don't talk to me like a child with no direction. Baby, I know where I'm going. You're just not coming with me 'cause you think, oh, I know you think I'm too much. Well, boy, I think the problem is your own stuff. Oh, I hold my power like a woman. Can you handle that, baby? I don't care either way. I know you think it's too much. Oh, I know that's what you're thinking now. Oh, no, why don't you stop? Don't even try it. You can't call me baby. I'm independent. I'll do without it. I don't need your safety. And now, have you thought about it? All this shit you do and putting down the woman around you. What you trying to prove is it, baby? Yeah. what you're thinking now.
Hola, yo soy la dama. I'm delighted to be celebrating International Día de la Mujer with Queenfest, with a story that I wrote. Freedom Fighters. I was 10 the first time I committed a felony. I knew I was doing something wrong, but I didn't understand the severity of my act. And I knew that it was important because there was a kid involved. I sat in the back seat of Mom's old gray Nissan. Tia Cuca in the passenger seat, me next to a sleeping 3-year-old boy in a yellow dress. How could I pretend he was my sister? I knew he was a boy. The pink milk made him fall asleep. It was supposed to do the same for me, but I was immune to the flavored medicine mixed into our strawberry milk. Rita, listen to me, Mom said. She looked at the sleeping boy next to me. Pretend you're sleeping, and if they wake you and ask you anything, say she's your sister. That is Antonia, she pointed at the boy. But it's not, I argued. Listen to me, Rita. The panic in her voice sent a message to my stomach. I felt the strawberry milk gone sour creep up into my throat. I puked chunks of pink-colored pan dulce. I threw up all over my jacket. Mom was anxious and frustrated. She didn't tell me the reasons I had to lie, but I understood that if I didn't, something bad was going to happen. We were dealing with a mother of all monsters, La Migra. Our car pulled up to the window checkpoint. There were 2 Migra men. They looked like police officers, but wore dark olive green uniforms instead of the blue ones. It was the first time I'd ever seen her up close. La Migra was nice and good looking. Nada like the monsters I'd expected to meet. I heard one ask Mom and Tia to step out of the car. A few moments later, Mom came over to me and opened the passenger door and told me to get out. I could tell she was freaking out. Her lips pressed together and raised eyebrows told me it was showtime. I looked up to the good-looking Migra. Your name? The officer asked. I was distracted by his eyes. They were the same color as the swimming pool water at my school, blue like the sky with no clouds. He asked again when I didn't answer right away. My name is Rita, I said. You speak English? He was surprised. What grade are you in? He said, looking down at my birth certificate. 4th grade. What's the name of your school? Florrie School. And who's your teacher? Miss Tice, room 3. Okay, Rita. He paused. Who's that? Head pointing to Tia Cuca. That's my Tia Cuca. Cuca? He asked as he looked at the papers in front of him. That's what they call me, Tia Cuca yelled out. Short for refugio. La Migra looked confused because Cuca and refugio are nothing alike. Like Robbie and Bobby, Richa and Dick, said Tia Cuca. And that's my mom, Raquel, I added. I prayed and prayed inside my head that the Migra wouldn't ask me about the sleeping boy in the car. He shuffled through our papers. Who's that? He said, peering into the car and then back at me. I looked away from his ocean blue eyes and turned to the boy in the yellow dress. That's my little sister Antonia, I said, in what hoped was a casual voice. She's tired. You look tired too, he said, looking down at the pink vomit stain on my jacket. My cheeks got hot. Why don't you go back inside with your sister while I finish talking to your mom and Cuca? I got back in the car, careful as not to wake the boy. I felt my stomach turning again. I tasted the leftover sour milk and fought back the gag reflexes. I grabbed my bottle of water and took a big drink. I leaned and watched my mom and Tia Cuca finish their conversation with La Migra. They nodded their heads in agreement with whatever he said, and they all laughed. The boy in the yellow dress started to move around. I looked over and I saw that his eyes were wide open. I panicked. I looked out the window to Mom and Tia Cuca. El niño started to cry. Hola, I said to the boy, trying to distract him. My name is Rita. ¿Y tú? ¿Cómo te llamas? He said nothing. I touched his little fingers. Are you hungry? His loud crying turned into puppy whimpers. He shook his head, and his large brown eyes released leftover tears. Mom and Tia Cuca returned to the car. We left the checkpoint station in San Clemente and headed north to our destination in the valley. The brown-eyed boy in the yellow dress held tightly onto my fingers. Pretty girl you are, I teased. I tickled his belly and he laughed. He looked around. Mommy? She's waiting for you, I said. Go to sleep. I'll wake you when we get there. Gracias.
Welcome to our virtual seminar, Be a Better Fuckboy, held at the Anaheim Convention Center. Let's make some noise as we welcome motivational speaker and star fuckboy himself, Chad Rockwell.
Y'all ready for this?
Welcome to Be a Better Fuckboy! Bet! Fucking treasures, all of you. Welcome! This seminar today is designed to help unlock and unleash the charismatic and respectful personality that you think you possess, fuckboys. Today, we're gonna learn 1. The fuckboy spectrum. Where do you fall? Number 2, gain insight into the female psyche. And number 3, the do's and don'ts of the game. Now who's ready to get started? Whoa, 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 whoa! All right. Now, you may be thinking, well, Chad, how else am I going to get the things I want most, like tits, ass, or yummy poutine without being a fuckboy? Well, fear not, fuck force. After this seminar today, you won't have to ask for anything. Not even to propose the idea of trying butt stuff. And I admire your cojones and appreciate your guttural desire to forward the patriarchy. But woman will drop you if you are not the right kind of fuckboy. But Chad, well, there's different kinds. What kind am I? Glad you asked. Let's talk about section number 1 for today. Fuckboy spectrum. Take notes, fuck force. First up, classic grade A fuckboy. This is the guy that loves listening to Diplo, served in the military, and takes gym selfies all day, but then says, just saw this, to her text from yesterday. Natural habitat? Of course her DMs at 3 a.m. saying, pics? Next, sad boy. Now, this is the guy who gives her a book about love attachment styles. He's probably tinkering with his latest EP, and cries while breaking up with her saying, well, when Kobe Bryant died, you asked to see if my brother was okay, and you didn't ask to see if I was okay. So basically a mix of John Mayer and Charlie Brown. Okay, now, lastly, hobo fuckboy. Okay, you remember Justin Bobby from The Hills? Yeah, that guy. Okay, now, fuckboys, the fuckboy you want to be? The gentleman fuckboy. This is the guy that girls know is their future husband. Great with parents, loves her dog, intentionally walks on the outside of the sidewalk in order to protect his gal. You know Leonardo DiCaprio? Why do you think he gets all those girls at Saint Tropez? Whoa! Oh, God! My nog-nog's hurting. Now I know we're covering a lot, but hold on to your khakis because it's time for number 2, the female psyche. Fuck force, I'm gonna enlighten you on what women do to fuck over fuck boys. Now some of these things may shock you, but it's necessary to know the lengths that women will go to fuck over a fuck boy. First up, quotations. What? I thought only I could do that. Nuh-uh-uh. They treat this shit like a part-time job. Research shows that 100% of women can juggle more than one conversation at a time. And this includes answering your questions about what her favorite color is. Fuck force, women have the emotional needs of an abandoned Neopet. So we must treat them as such. So start asking the deeper questions. My love language is acts of service. What's yours? Anything to make them feel like you're going to therapy for your childhood traumas. All right, next up, challenges. Women love challenges. More specifically, racking in that body count. And the reason why they do this, just like us, is to fuck over the fuckboys with their own medicine. You ever wonder why a girl keeps bringing up her horoscope on the first date? Or ask for your time and place of birth? So then you have to text your mom, and then your mom thinks you're dating a witch? Because women love challenges.
Okay, I dare you to fuck a guy of every horoscope. And I dare you to fuck a guy with a name starting with every letter of the alphabet. And I dare you to fuck someone on every type of landform.
Beach, mountain, butte, volcano. They're ruthless. All right, lastly, community. Okay, this one's gonna blow your mind. Women make communal burner accounts that they all use to stalk you on Instagram, Reddit, and even Venmo. You name it, they found it. And they have communal text groups that psychoanalyze your entire night of fucking. Thought you lasted long enough? Wrong. Now all our friends know. Fuck. And they also have Google spreadsheets logging everything about us. They know where your second grade crush's aunt lives. They work together in efforts to bring us down. They go deeper, fuck force, but we nut and go deeper. All right, we're getting to the end, fuck force. It's been fucking real. But before we go, I want to show you a slideshow. Number 3 today, a compilation of what not to do so we can improve as fuckboys. It's not an easy road, but it's the road we must take to get the voodoo clam. Now I want to leave you with one final note before we go that changed my life. Do you want your mom to suck your dick? Or do you want your girlfriend to? Because they're not going to share the same motherfucking job. All right! Good night, fuckboys! Whoa!
Hi, my name is Sarah Hartshorn. I'm going to tell a little story about when I used to be a model. It has been long enough since I worked as a model that when I don't wear makeup, people don't believe me. It has gotten to the point where when girls who are hotter than I am find out that I used to model, they get really mad, but they don't want to show it. So they're like, oh, wow, cool, 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 cool. Cool, 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 cool. What kind of model? And that's fair. I was a plus size model. I was actually a contestant on America's Next Top Model, the plus size contestant. And then I worked for many years modeling for plus size catalogs as a plus size model. Then I quit modeling, gained a bunch of weight, and became a plus size person. Weird how those aren't the same thing. So weird. And this was one of my first ever shoots. Not my first. I actually was super excited because I was getting flown out to a city I'd never even heard of, Stuttgart, Germany, for a client that I'd worked with before. And my agent let me know that they hadn't been super happy with the last photos that I'd done for them. They hadn't really liked my hair, and the shoot I'd done before that one, someone had painted my nails blue, and I couldn't get it off, so my fingers were blue and they'd had to retouch them. So they were just a little annoyed, and my agents told me to be on my best behavior, so I absolutely was. I showed up to set early. I brought my own straw so I could drink coffee without messing up my lipstick. And I all around was just trying to be the model, as it were. And it was going really well. You know, the hairstylist and makeup artist did my hair, did my makeup. It was very elaborate. My hair was set in curlers, and I thought I looked really beautiful. And we went to the location. We walked in, and it was the fanciest house I had ever seen. It was so fancy, there was a pond in the lobby, just there. And there were knickknacks everywhere that were worth more than my life. And I knew that because the photographer at one point was like, that is worth more than your life. So I was just trying to keep my elbows in, not knock anything over, and continue to try and be on my best behavior. And we did a little bit of a light test. And then the photographer said, okay, go get your hair taken out and get into the wardrobe. So, you know, I was walking down the stairs, and I took a minute to myself to just sort of pause and collect myself. And I said, okay, Sarah, you can do this. You got this. You know, you are a professional model. You're going to be okay. And I was wearing my big winter coat. It was this big black wool coat. And I pulled out the 5-hour energy that I had stashed in my pockets for emergency. And I took the shot of 5-hour energy, felt better, was ready to go. And I kept walking down the stairs. I came around the corner. I stepped and fell into the pond. I fell into the pond. And when I say into it, I don't mean I stepped and then was in the pond up to my knees. I mean, I stepped and fell head over heels into the pond. And I stood up, and the rollers came tumbling down. My face was soaked. My black wool coat was so wet that I actually couldn't even bring it back with me from this trip. I had to leave it in the hotel in Stuttgart because it was just too wet, and it was too big and too heavy. And I stood there in my sopping, huge coat, rollers rolling everywhere. And I just looked at the stylist and I said, did I just fall in the fucking pond? And she looked back at me with her sweet German face and said, yeah, you are just falling into the pond. And then she was amazing. She was so fast that she got me out of my wet coat and into a new underwear that she just miraculously had before I even could register what had happened. She was a miracle worker. And then the makeup artist came down the stairs and saw me stark naked, soaking wet, his beautiful work just ruined, and laughed so hard he almost cried. He was so sweet. And he fixed my hair, he fixed my makeup. And, you know, then I went upstairs to face the music. And the photographer said, oh, I am so sorry that we are taking so long. We are having issues with the lights. Thank you for your patience. It was beautiful.
Look, I'm not asking for much. They just gotta be sexy as fuck. To me. Kind, non-judgmental, creative, hardworking, ambitious, independent, health conscious, clean, good at listening, social but not jealous, confident but humble, able to communicate about feelings, willing to talk deeply about things, has a love for vocabulary and learning, Did I mention good hygiene? A smile that makes me melt. Fearless, unafraid to be goofy, great in the bedroom. Specifically, good kisser, sexy talker, knows how to rub a clit, makes me wetter than a slippery slide. Unafraid to try things, I'm talking role play, foreplay, three-way, I mean maybe. Don't play. I need someone honest. Gotta be on it. Down to be sweet, but knows when I spank the cheeks. Makes me laugh, makes me come. More than once. Fuck love, give me a friend. A ride or die, a homie. Someone that knows me, adores me. And when I look at them in the eyes, they're already holding me. Without their hands. Never demands a damn thing. Loves to hear me sing. Even when I get off key. They never stop me from being free, exploring anything. Never lays a hand on me. Never betrays my trust or thrusts my most intimate stories back at my face in the face of anger, or makes me cry at a fright because I don't know what they're gonna do next. I wanna know their next step. And not in the predictable way. I want consistency in the best way. A love that stays, lasts through trials and tribulations, stays calm when the world is shaking. I want Will Smith and Jada, Portia and Ellen, Bey and Jay-Z. We don't have to be perfect. I just want a love that fills me with energy, doesn't deplete it. And when they say something, I know that they mean it. Look, I'm not asking for much, right? I mean, you were supposed to be the one. And then when it wasn't you, I thought it was him. And then I was sure it was her. And now I'm convinced that love is some magic, made-up thing, some recipe I'll never have. Wait a second. I can make myself come. More than once. Unafraid to be goofy, check. Clean, check. Ambitious, check. Good hygiene, yes. I mean, pretty damn cute, if I do say so myself. I mean, maybe I should be focusing on the perfect combination that's right here. Me. Me.
I love staying 6 feet away. I love a lengthy proximity. Nothing better than walking down the street and then crossing it so our eyes won't have to meet. I don't ever want to wear a bra again. Only a sports bra for yoga with Adrian. I want to guzzle chocolate syrup in my mouth. If I start dating again, I'll have to cut that shit out. I don't really want to date after quarantine. No, I don't really want to date after quarantine. My mom pressured me to go out and get a ring, but I don't really want to date after quarantine. This whole year's been a great excuse.